And now some hyperbole, some hyperbole, the great exaggeration. What have we got, Rita? Can you give us a bit of Ted Cruz?
Oh, well, the absolute hysteria around Ted Cruz taking a trip to Cancun. He says it was just for one day, but of course he took this trip whilst Texas was frozen, so people have been very upset. And they're even making up stories like this one about Ted Cruz abandoning his poor little puppy to go off to Mexico. But the story is an absolutely false. He left the dog with a security guard. It was completely warm. It was indoors. It was protected. And yet they are just piling up on him harder than they ever did on Kumo or any of the other politicians who've made mistakes that have actually cost lives.
James?
I mean, there's so much that's great about this story. I mean, first of all, I absolutely adore that Ted Cruz, of all people, has a poodle named Snowflake. That is just perfect for me. But then the other thing, too, that's been going around the internet is this fake tweet that they say Ted Cruz wrote that said, "I'll believe in global warming when hell freezes over." He never wrote it. He never tweeted it. It went all around the internet. Even Snopes has debunked it and said that it's complete nonsense. And yet now if you go over to Twitter, which I don't recommend you do, people, by the way. I know you're missing Facebook, but do not go to Twitter. It is a sewer that people are saying, oh, well, it's the sort of thing Ted Cruz would have written.
Rita, the tweeter made. Come on, Rita, defend Twitter, please.
Absolutely, you should be on that platform because, like as our previous Professor Gad Sad said, you've got to be in the fight. You can't just withdraw because it's dominated currently by the left. But yeah, that tweet was a complete fabrication, just like the dog story. Sadly, what wasn't been a fabrication is Dan Andrews being shortlisted for the Leadership Prize, the McKinnon Prize. They actually have decided the winner now. They met on Thursday. They have picked the winner. It's not going to be announced till March, but I'm thinking with the response that they got about the Andrews shortlisting, he's not going to be winning it, but who knows?
You never know. You never know. He'd be the perfect choice. I mean, if you really want to completely discredit the award, I mean, that's the way to go about it. Madonna had a
Rowan,
tweet
can I bring you a surprise, a little surprise? Yes. I know you're not aware of this, but James mentioned about Joe Biden's racist comments, I would say, suggesting that Hispanic and black members of the community will have trouble accessing the internet to make an appointment for their vaccines. Well, a black man has done a little bit of a comedy skit responding to Joe Biden's comments, and it is hilarious. Have a look at this. Oh, we don't have it yet. Okay, stand by because it's bloody hilarious, and when we have you will laugh yourself silly.
Fantastic. Let's talk briefly about Madonna, her patriarchy tweet while we wait for that. James?
So Madonna, we talked actually a bit about Madonna before, but Madonna, the billionaire entertainer who has been so held down and oppressed in her life, has just tweeted, "The patriarchy continues to crush my neck with their heavy boots, cut off my life force, and take away my voice. Even those who call themselves artists, you know who you are. Death to the patriarchy, now and forever." So yeah, Madonna, with all of your albums, with everything else you've done. Yeah,
does that mean someone turned down her latest song, presumably, and said it was rubbish?
It sounds like, you know.
And if they listened to anything she's done recently, I wouldn't blame them either. A little bit of weekly wokely. We've got a Stanford University professor has argued that Dungeons and Dragons has undertones of, let me guess, it's racist.
Sexism?
Of course. No, it's racist. It's racist. Now, the heroin tweet, Rita.
Well, yes, a very prestigious university, the professor, and this is a university, you have to pay $40,000, $50,000 to attend per annum, and he's come out and said, well, I like to regularly use heroin just to have some sort of a life-work balance. That was the the justification he gave for his regular use of heroin. I mean, I don't know, some might look at it as an illness that needs treatment, but he's saying it's something that helps him achieve work-life balance. Colombia. There you go.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Now, do we have that grab that Rita wanted to play? No.
Oh, it is so good.
Sorry.
Okay, and you know what? I'm going to play it next week. You do not want to miss it.
Definitely. Let's have it next week.
Find it on Twitter.
There you go. Now, I also wanted to touch on a little bit of lefty lunacy that we jumped over before. Straight Hollywood stars, this is a good one, should turn down gay roles. So if you're straight, you can't play. That's Tom Hanks'
Isn't it
famous...
called acting?
Yeah, well, it is, but that's Tom Hanks' famous best Oscar was for Philadelphia. Yep.
Does it also mean that gay stars should refuse straight roles? I just need some help here.
No, that's homophobic. How dare you suggest that?
Exactly. Very, very good. Very good. Now, it's Sunday morning, so we should warn viewers about this next one. It's Bill Gates. You know, I mentioned my suspicions about Bill Gates. You never trust a bloke who makes you pay for the same product again and again and again and becomes a billionaire out of it, which is what happened with Microsoft. I went off the bloke then and there. But I certainly won't be buying this product from him under any circumstances whatsoever. I will let Rita explain what it is.
Well, he tweeted this week that he was drinking water made from human faeces. And he actually had a picture of himself drinking the said water. And I got to tell you, being a billionaire has never held less appeal. I mean, what is the guy up to? And we've also found out this week, remember last week we talked about racist maths and how maths is racist because there's only one correct answer and you have to show your work. Well, it ends up that Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation were behind a lot of the funding of those sorts of programs. So again, I mean, this guy does a lot of good. He's vaccinated a lot of vulnerable kids and saved lives, but then some of the activism he champions is just cuckoo.
Well, I'm not. Maybe Bill Gates and Coca-Cola can get together and work out a product that is not racist that fits the Bill Gates model.